plans to remain in the home, he'll have adequate space for him. What? Daphne demanded, her words ripping through the veneer of her pretend calm. Are you effing kidding me right now? You are not getting the house. Effing, Rebecca smirked. They'd all agreed to no foul language during mediation. Daphne was apparently willing to fudge on the rules like she'd fudged on her marriage vows. The mediator gave a deep sigh, clearly questioning why she'd chosen such a career path in the first place. Fridays made one do that anyway. But this one was going for the gold medal of Fridayness. Mrs. Ames, we all agreed to keep our voices at a normal level. But Daphne was having none of it. Her lips were puckered as if she'd sucked a lemon, and there was fire brewing in her blue eyes, a fuse ready to blow. I'm getting the house, Anthony said simply. Rebecca smiled inwardly. And 3, 2, 1. Daphne stood, her manicured hands pressed flat against the table and a dark lock of hair slipping out of her French knot. You will not take my house from me, you worthless piece of shit. I just spent 2 years remodeling it. Screwing the contractor. Mr. and Mrs. It's mine. Her palm slapped the table, which earned a bark from Prince Harry. And I slept with Eric because you neglected me and were never home. And you... Her gaze zeroed in on Anthony as she found her weapon. You were bad in bed. Anthony bristled, but Rebecca gripped his arm tighter, praying he'd weather the low blow. When well prepped, people could deal with a lot of insults in mediation or court, but she'd learned men had a figurative and literal soft spot when their manhood was called into question. Mrs. Ames, the mediator admonished. Excuse me, Rebecca said, her tone utterly calm, which would only make Daphne look more out of order. Can we have a minute? I'd like a private word with my client, and I think everyone could use a break. The mediator's shoulders sagged with resignation, and she adjusted her glasses. 5-minute break. Everyone needs to come back ready to be civil. Or we're going to have to end the mediation and let this go to court. Daphne huffed, and Raoul soothed her with gentle words as he offered her a bottle of sparkling water. She took a long sip, her gaze still shooting daggers at Anthony. Raoul nodded at Rebecca. We're going to take a little walk and bring Prince Harry out for a bathroom break. We'll be back in 5. Thanks, Rebecca said, knowing that taking the dog with him was their version of posturing, acting like the dog was Daphne's already. But Rebecca wasn't worried. This was all going exactly as she'd planned. Once the door to the conference room shut, Anthony turned to her, his perfectly styled brown hair a mess from him raking his fingers through it. I'm not bad in bed. She's lying. Anthony. Women always, have a good time. And Daphne always, A hurt look filled his eyes as he let the sentence trail off. A pang of sympathy went through Rebecca even though her patience for hand-holding was low on a good day and nearly non-existent after a court battle this morning and mediation this afternoon. Anthony's head was no doubt whirling. Was he bad in bed? Had his wife faked her enjoyment? Was that why she'd strayed? Rebecca reached out and gave his shoulder a gentle squeeze. Anthony, you know she's just throwing out words to rile you up. I told you she'd say the ugliest things to get you off your game. This is a standard emasculation tactic. He blinked. What? The easiest way to knock a guy off his game is to insult his penis size or his ability in bed. Men seem to have some inborn need to defend against that type of insult. In her head, she called it the dick kick, but she couldn't bring herself to say that to a client. On the other side, men insult the women by saying she's frigid or ugly, getting fat or old. When cornered, people strike right at the cliched insecurities. It's completely unoriginal and the tactic of someone who knows she's losing the fight. It means we're winning. Anthony gave her a "you've got to be kidding me" look. Winning? She's going to get her therapist to label Prince a therapy dog. She has that guy wrapped around her